Add Astra. Thank you for Add Astra.
Huh? That's not the price we agreed on. What do you think you're playing at?
Dear Miss Yehoda, if you manage to return the object of your next commission intact, then I assure you your reward will be paid in full.
It wasn't my fault. How was I supposed to know a bunch of monsters were gonna jump me out of nowhere and knock me into that river?
Might I also ask that you don't spread so much misinformation to our clients when you're escorting them in the future?
I wasn't spreading misinformation. Most of what I said was based firmly on the truth.
The master bandit who has stolen from every town and village in Nod-Krai.
That was just me trying to sound cool. No one told me the client was from the Fontaine Guards. She wouldn't stop questioning me the whole way. That woman takes herself too seriously. No sense of humor at all. I can't believe she asked the guild to revoke my membership.
The fixer who protects all of Nasha Town.
I was talking about Boss Neff. I was telling the client about her.
Regardless, Miss Yehoda, if you wish to take on any more commissions in the future, it would be best.
I know. Be careful what you do and say. Boss Neff's always yammering on at me. But my mouth gets all itchy when I don't use it too long.
Perhaps you could take a few pointers from our experienced adventurer here.
The Traveler? I guess he's not the worst person to learn from. But you're gonna need to wait for me to take this reward back to Boss Neff first. She ain't gonna be happy that it's not the full amount. I feel a lecture coming.
A base of dandelion wine, aged for 25 years, 1/7 part bittersweet liqueur, filled halfway with fizzy zaytun peach pop.
All three of those ingredients are fairly sugary. It'll have a lovely sweet aftertaste, even a little too cloying. A spoonful of salt and half a spoon of powdered summer orchid leaf should cut through the sweetness in a way that's clear but not overpowering.
I can imagine it now. A delightfully layered flavor.
It's all down to the seasonings you sent me, Lady Nefer. Otherwise, I'd have no idea how to mix up a cocktail that so befits Nod-Krai.
Just a little gift. I'm glad you liked it. I'll be happy to send more when you run out.
Many thanks. Though I think one taste is enough where these seasonings are concerned. Besides, you sent so much I could hardly finish it by my lonesome. And my colleagues aren't accustomed to these flavors, so I can't even share around. I'm afraid they'll end up sitting on a shelf, going to waste.
Can't say I'm surprised your colleagues at Liyue's Ministry of Civil Affairs aren't too keen. I wouldn't expect the flavors of Nod-Krai to be their cup of tea. Though, from what I've seen, might I presume that we've won you over?
I wouldn't go that far, though it's not like I dislike the food here. It's good to try new things occasionally.
I love your attitude. You'd make a great businesswoman. It would be nice if everyone from the Ministry of Civil Affairs were like you.
Come on now, are we going to do this song and dance every time I drop by? Stop fixating on the Ministry. Never mind them. Have you managed to carve out a single foothold in Liyue after all these years?
You know what they say over there. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. If I don't test the waters, how will I ever know?
Don't waste your energy. No matter how long those claws of yours are, you're never getting them stuck into Liyue.
Is that a warning?
It's advice.
Long claws, you say? I wouldn't think myself so formidable. There's barely a handful of people I have any influence over at all. I can only really think of one young girl who listens to what I say. But she's not the brightest. And I spend more time looking after her than getting any help.
Oh, really? Then I guess that painter who fishes in Dihua Marsh, and that apprentice who makes tofu in Qingsa Village, and that guy who wants to work at Wanmin Restaurant. All these people who mysteriously appeared in Liyue. I guess you have no idea who they are?
Many people pass through Liyue Harbor every day. Far too many to count. How could I possibly know every last one of these enigmatic nobodies? Though I must say, your memory is quite impressive. Your colleagues must sleep easily, knowing they have you to lean on.
Why, thank you. Though with you around, nothing is ever easy. I can only say that there's never a boring day.
Is that so? Surely your workload has lightened now that you're far from the ministry? If you've got time for another drink, I'd be more than happy to mix you one. Here's to a relaxing day for us both. Here. Taking a moment to unwind every now and then does wonders for the mind.
I'm in full agreement. Though some strings must remain drawn tight, Lady Nefer. Just in case.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler. It's been a while for sure. Didn't expect to see you in Nod-Krai. Oh, if only. Nod-Krai's even more lawless than I could have imagined. How should I put it? Well, that's just it. This place is quite literally a lawless land. Even if I was hired to provide legal assistance, I suspect it'd all devolve into everyone resorting to the Final Defense Manifesto to air their grievances. Ta-da! Here's your answer. The most direct method of self-defense. Okay, enough of that. The reason I came to Nod-Krai is to gather material for the new legal guidebook I'm co-authoring with Shinobu. The book's theme centers on the borders of law, and one of its chapters is about what happens when law and order completely breaks down. There's no way I'd be able to get an accurate picture of that back in Liyue. So here I am, this infamous land of lawlessness. As soon as I stepped into Nod-Krai, I knew I was in the right place. It's not like the law here has broken down. It's more like it never existed at all. And, unsurprisingly, I haven't run into a single person in my line of work. Being a legal consultant here is probably an easy way to starve. Hey, don't worry. I've got Adeptus blood, remember? Ordinary bandits can't even scratch me. In fact, I'm kind of waiting for someone to come and accost me. Then I can drag them aside and interview them on how they survive in such a hostile place. Yeah, you have no idea. I spent so long convincing her to let me leave. I'm sure my horns grew out a little. Why, yes, we talked it through. I definitely did. Yes? Yeah. Granny just loves me to bits, you know, and we spoke for ages. Anyway, I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got an appointment with, the Curatorium of Secrets, that's it. So, without further ado, I'll be getting a move on. See you! Bye! throttle!
The people of the academia may be clever, but those clever people simply can't stop themselves from doing stupid things. Thank you, most eminent Lord Sangama Bey, for improving my mood for the whole morning once more. Ah, and this bottle of wine from Sumeru. Its exquisite flavor is well worth the price.
As long as you like it. Next month, I'll be sure to have my subordinates deliver more. Please don't like it, please don't like it! This bottle is so wallet-smashingly expensive. I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't absolutely have to pave the way for our future collaborations.
One jug of wine's enough for today. Just put this round on my tab and we'll settle it at the end of the month. Oh, and don't include Yehoda's secret snack order. She's footing that bill herself. I know Dory's spent a lot of money trying to get a deal from me. I shan't say no to free drinks, but perhaps it'd be best to leave her some room to wiggle.
No problem. I'll send the bill over in a few days. Am I going crazy? Why is Never being so straightforward this time? Don't dwell on it, Dory. Just focus on getting the deal first.
Why so hasty? Please, after all the trust I've placed in you, surely it's unbecoming to fleece a fellow countrywoman over a simple drink? Dory, oh Dory, the deal is yours, but the money? Oh, we're going to split it.
Oh, come now. Even sisters need to settle accounts clearly. Let's put the Mora on the table first, so we don't run into trouble down the line. I don't like that look she's giving me. She wants a cut of the deal, doesn't she? That's going to be a pain. How much should I let her have?
Just some hometown gossip. You're welcome to join us if you'd like. However, nothing we've discussed prior has been particularly interesting. Mostly more of the same. But really, I must know, Miss Dory, why did you want to get involved in that fiasco at the academia? It's a simple feat to lift a sleeping serpent from its nest, but what happens when it wakes up? Had you no fear of getting bitten?
She just won't stop. Why is she bringing this up again? I already answered this question. Wait, now that the Traveler's here, could she be using this information to exchange for some favors down the line? Oh, well, the Traveler's the one listening in. What harm could that do? May as well help our personal relationship along, even if it costs me a secret or two. Why, business, of course. Sometimes you just need to learn how to wrangle snakes. That fiasco gave me one of the biggest orders of my entire career.
Oh, fascinating. So, did you profit from it all? I heard that after Azar fell, a certain group of cowards fled Sumeru. That must have played havoc on your trade routes, with no small amount of goods lost in the process.
Right, and a sizable sum of Mora, too. But that's just life as a merchant. You win some, you lose some. Even big losses are small problems. With money, more helping hands can be found and more goods purchased. But I had to retain the ability to do business in Sumeru.
Much like Genius Invocation TCG, then? It doesn't matter if you win or lose or how many cards you have in your hand. Retaining the right to sit at the table and play is a victory in its own right.
That's right. As long as I can still do business, I can recoup my losses eventually. But I'll never leave the card table I sit at. Sumeru, that is. If I did, I'd really be left with nothing.
My. I didn't know you loved your homeland so much.
Well, I love Mora, and I'm the best at earning Mora in Sumeru.
Your senses are certainly sharp when it comes to business, Miss Dory. Even now you prove yourself worthy of the title you claim. And those cowards who fled will never be able to play at your table ever again.
Finally, some progress at last. Now, to somehow put all these things back where they belong. I know. There's petrified seeds of an ancient tree, fossilized animal bones, colorful stones. More deposit boxes that people buried for safekeeping. Wish boxes, letters with photos enclosed. Well, weasel thieves have a different perspective on value from us. It seems like this one just bagged anything and everything that grabbed its attention. The seeds and rocks will be easy enough to deal with, but those storage boxes and wish boxes will have been buried with the express purpose of digging them up at a later date. Thanks for the kind offer, but I've already engaged another slightly more mature weasel thief to handle this. It will be in charge of moving all the items back to their original spots. After all, the kid's heart was in the right place. Making it put everything back where it found it would break its poor little heart.
But won't the other weasel thief you've hired tell the first one everything?
Hopefully not. The little one prefers to live on its own and act solo, so they're unlikely to meet. It also has a short attention span. Give it half a month, and I'd be very surprised if it still remembers anything it dug up. I speak their language, and I've had the privilege of their company for a long time. It's only natural that I've come to understand them, no different from making friends. By contrast, other people can't understand what animals are saying, so they're bound to make mistakes when trying to understand them. That's why, in a lot of literature on the topic, phrases like bestial nature are rife with negative connotations, while human nature is seen in a more rounded light. You're right. I'm sure those books would have turned out quite differently if they were written by a wolf or a rhyme-horned deer. In any case, to me, human nature and bestial nature are both simply nature. Whether human or beast, all have moments of courage and of cowardice, times of both greed and rage. We all rejoice in our successes and mourn our failures. These experiences are neither inherently human nor inherently animal. They are a part of our shared nature, a nature bestowed upon all living things by Mother Nature herself. I do sometimes wonder whether the world around us might have turned out for the better if humans and animals could communicate with each other. But I know it is but a fantastical idea that can never be. Then there are those who reject nature and turn their back on the natural way. They are the wayward ones who do not hesitate to pull the trigger, even when they speak the same language as the object of their slaughter. Yes, child. I know you can protect yourself, and that you are far fleeter of foot than they. Do not worry. No one shall harm you again. Ah, how time flies. I should get back to sorting through that pile of treasure. I should have enough time to get everything in order before the weasel thief arrives. What do we have here? Ah, that goes in this pile.
Oh look! There's that weasel thief again! And it's right next to Lauma! Huh? It took
come here. Our little friend asked me to pass this Mora on to you.
Huh? Why would a weasel thief give him its Mora?
As I said, it greatly admires your treasure hunting abilities and wishes to join you in unearthing every treasure chest in this world. Consider this its deposit. When Mora is involved, a weasel thief never lies. Keep it safe. This coin represents an agreement between you and the weasel thieves. Or at least, this weasel thief. I wouldn't worry. I know I said it's an agreement, but I believe it just wants to make friends with you. It didn't know what kind of gift you'd like, so it chose to give you its favorite thing. Please do. If you're interested in taking up the offer, leave some dried lacca berries by your pillow when you get home. It's very fond of those. Not too many, of course. It might struggle to burrow its way home if it eats too much. If you're interested in taking up the offer, leave some dried lacca berries by your pillow when you get home. It's very fond of those. There. All better. Next time, if it's too heavy, don't try and lift it. Acting tough isn't going to solve anything. Now, if you injure yourself again, or if there's an emergency, you know where to find me, okay? Off you go now. Oh, actually, one moment. Take this twig. I picked it up by the roadside. It seems nice and sturdy. Of course. And do tell your friends that they're always welcome here if they need a warm place to stay. I know the weather's been quite cold lately.